domestically and abroad. We're now expanding into the organizational structure of an Air Expeditionary Force, and in response to this shift in operations, we're providing expeditionary training during many different levels of initial qualification training, including basic military training. With the adoption of the Air Force Expeditionary Force concept, the operational lethality of the Air Force is no longer just in the cockpit. With the requirement for force protection, Air Force leadership has identified a requirement for basic military training to instill in trainees a warrior mindset through an increasingly rigorous training curriculum using realistic, operationally oriented training experiences. The professionals at Basic Military Training recognized this call and answered with the development of Warrior Week. This week-long field encampment experience prepares you for deployment to a bare base environment. Warrior Week is a valuable training tool that assists in transforming you into airman warriors. As warriors, you'll make the Air Force's vision of global engagement a reality. Like other Air Force personnel, you'll receive a deployment notification briefing within 24 hours of departure. This briefing will tell you when you're leaving and your basic mission. Although this is an academic exercise, the deployment feeling is real. You're prepared to deploy by packing your gear the night before departure. The next morning, you'll do what thousands of Air Force members have done before you: deploy in support of a contingency operation. Upon arrival at the deployment site, you'll be briefed on the layout and security requirement of the camp. You'll also be issued field gear and assigned to field condition quarters. 2 of your daily meals will be served in a field kitchen, while the third meal will be issued Meals Ready to Eat, or MRE. The cadre of instructors are highly trained and skilled MTIs whose role is to help you to prepare for the kinds of warlike deployment conditions you may find yourself in throughout your Air Force career. They will teach you about the Air Expeditionary Force concept, how to handle the M16 rifle, which you will learn to fire. They will teach you the basics of field tactics and security, including camouflage, cover, and concealment, as well as noise light and movement discipline. You'll also learn the basics of site fortification, such as the use of sandbags and barriers, and defensive postures, such as the layered defense. You'll spend your day practicing the techniques necessary to survive in this hostile environment. The overall objective is to instill a warfighting spirit in you and teach you how to support the readiness of deployed forces. You will learn how to survive and operate under nuclear, biological, and chemical conditions, and how to treat injured personnel using basic self-aid and buddy care procedures. You will receive training as well in how to protect yourself and team against the threat of a terrorist attack. Your entire experience will be played out in training scenarios in which you're required to maintain your own camp defense. You must protect your encampment against enemy attack through vigilant surveillance and application of the lessons taught during the week. At one point, you will complete a 5.8-mile march where your stamina is tested. Although we're members of the United States Air Force, we may not always have access to air transportation or the comfort and convenience of a stationary living environment with all the amenities of a home base. At the pickup point, you're transported back to the encampment and debriefed on your performance. Another challenge you will encounter is the confidence course. It is a 1.5-mile run with 21 challenging obstacles designed to instill confidence. You'll be given a safety briefing along with some tips on the best way to approach each of the different obstacles, and then you're off and running. Your team spirit will support you with encouragement. The confidence course will be a memorable experience you'll be talking about for a long time. The Warrior Week simulated deployment is just a brief taste of what could happen in your Air Force career. The goal is to prepare you for the real experience if and when it comes. Warrior Week culminates with a ceremony that marks the transition from recruit to airman, for it is an honor and privilege reserved only for those who stand ready to support and defend our great nation to be called an airman in the world's best Air Force. As Air Force members, we must never forget that a major element of our country's defense lies in our ability to fly, fight, and win regardless of location or adversary. Serving our country is a profession that exacts far greater sacrifices than most other professions. With the proper training and motivation, only the sky is the limit.